Welcome to what is probably my best and most biggest Deltarune theory ever. But before we get started, I want to say that some time ago, I don't know when, I was making a video that was like inspired / rip-off of media motifs, which is in itself inspired / rip-off of Jacob the Quiz Guy's videos, but it was about the Nightmare Night leitmotif and any Toby Fox song, the Nightmare Night leitmotif, every Toby Fox song that has it. And when I was making room for the Curbing the Forgotten Land videos, I ended up destroying that video, which took forever to make. It wasn't finished though, but if anyone really wants that video wants me to remake it, I will, but it was very long. So tell me in the comments if you want me to remake that video. Okay, on to the video. Now that my Everyman theory has been dethroned by Sybil's GD or Kibble's GD, I don't know how it's pronounced, it's Everyman overview video, there's just been an empty hole left in the back of my mind. My relationship with Sybil's has been an odd one. It started with me criticizing a far-fetched Deltarune Night theory. Then I shared a video of saying that Mystery Man isn't actually GASTER and calling it stupid BS, not even realizing it was from Sybil's because it was on a different channel. One time, Sybil's called out my bad spelling and basically just said I was stupid, but overall we haven't had any ill will towards each other. Though I do kind of see Sybil's as my rival, because they tend to make ridiculous claims but have very high quality videos, while mine are not very high quality but don't jump to conclusions over tiny details. That's a lie. Sorry. So Sybil's taking my Everyman video's place has left a bit of a burning rage. Like, I need to assert my dominance. I need to prove that I still have a place in the world of Deltarune theories. In general, I've seen a lot more people say Redacted is GASTER and Mystery Man isn't lately, and it's gotten kind of annoying. For a while, it's only been speculation, but I think now I have definitive proof that Redacted isn't GASTER and that Mystery Man is. If you haven't seen Sybil's Redacted theory yet, you'll probably be confused, so go see that first. And now, I present to you the Redacted theory debunked. Let's start with the obvious. GASTER Follower 2, I think it's GASTER Follower 2, that's what I've always heard it referred to as, but I don't know, so it might be GASTER Follower 1 or 3, has a piece of GASTER's head, and it looks nothing like Redacted, and looks close enough to be Mystery Man. So that's it, right? Theory debunked? Well, not exactly. If you look closely when it's talking, the head is actually the one talking, which would seem to imply that the follower itself is part of GASTER, which makes no sense since it's called a follower, but even still, the follower itself also shares heavy resemblance to the Mystery Man. One of the most common arguments for Redacted I've seen is that it shares more in common with GASTER. It speaks in wingdings, it connects directly to the GASTER's theme room, and that's it. Apparently those few things have won them in favor of Mystery Man for many people. Here's all the things that Mystery Man has related to GASTER. The word man, the necessary fun value to get him to spawn is 66, which is the same as GASTER's stats. The sound effect that plays when he disappears is the same that the followers have, which is also a heavily distorted and shortened version of GASTER's theme. However, due to the Mystery Man's many references in other places versus Redacted's measly one, I think it's much more likely that Mystery Man is GASTER. Now I want to take a detour to talk about just Redacted themselves, and what I think they are. Just look at this thing. What is it even supposed to be? A banana? A hot dog? Do we really want this to be the night in Deltarune? It doesn't even have any color. People assume that it's black, but that's just because of the room. The thing is completely transparent. It's painfully obvious what this thing really is. It's a placeholder sprite for what later became Mystery Man. Think about it. The room it appears in has no collisions, but no. Blech. Think about it. The room it appears in has collisions, but no graphics. It also appears in Waterfall, the same place that Mystery Man does. Redacted means that something is being censored, so we don't know their true name. And Mystery Man, we also don't know their true name, so it's the same concept. Redacted's room makes it ridiculously obvious that they're Gaster, since it immediately goes to Gaster's theme, while Mystery Man's only uses a tiny sound as an indicator, which shows improvement in hiding things and subtlety. It also appears in a different room with awful placeholder sprites, which we will get back to later. The biggest change, though, is while Redacted has no confirmed gender, Mystery Man has man right in his name, which is big because Gaster stuff uses the words him, he, and man a lot. But the biggest issue for Redacted being Gaster is he isn't even in the game. Almost all of Gaster's Easter eggs in Undertale can be found in the game, albeit you'd have to either hack the game or be really, really lucky. The only one not found in the game is entry number 17, but it's still hinted at to exist somewhere because you can see the obvious lack of an entry number 17 in the true lab. So people will go looking for the files to see if there is one, because people do that kind of stuff all the time when there's something blatantly missing. There is nothing to hint at Redacted's existence at all. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Where is the supposed definitive proof? I'll get there in just a minute, but first let me give you a short rundown of the Redacted theory, just in case you didn't watch the video. Basically, the theory goes that since Redacted talks in lowercase, that doesn't mean the Gaster always has to talk in uppercase, and that the voice that talks to you at the end of Genocide is Gaster because of the use of the word interesting instead of Kara using curious. And finally, that the stupid, poorly drawn stable means that Redacted is the knight because it's in a horse stable and a horse is what a knight piece looks like. Yeah, this theory is reaching like crazy. There is one kick I get out of this theory, and it's that the voice that discards your vessel is also Gaster, which would completely annihilate any chance of Kara being an evil force in Deltarune. And as a Kara defender, that would work in my favor. But just because it works in my favor doesn't mean I'm gonna believe false information. First up, the word interesting isn't exclusively used by Gaster. Toriel says interesting, and Toriel is Kara's adoptive mother, so that could be a connector. I'm sure there's other times the word interesting is used in Undertale too, but you get the point. The stable is decent evidence for Redacted being the knight, but why would something so important be slapped randomly in Napstablook's snail farm? But now for the definitive evidence, I present to you Undertale merch. But Super Kirby, Toby Fox said Undertale merch isn't canon. I am aware of this, but Toby has gone out of his way to correct things in it, which tells us that at least anything depicted in Undertale merch should be at least semi-accurate. And no, I'm not talking about the Gaster card. The Gaster card could mean so many things. It could mean the Mystery Man is Gaster and Toby wanted to hide it. It could mean it's inaccurate, so Toby removed it to not spread misinformation. Or it was just removed because Toby doesn't want Gaster to be known in mainline media at all. Which is probably the true reason. But I want to turn your attention to a different card. The Kara card. There is a lot to talk about on this card. The name is blurred out, Kara is holding a knife, and most importantly, Kara is taking the red soul. This card is one of the few cards that have been changed. Actually, now that I think about it, it's the only card that's been changed. Gaster was removed entirely. Nothing else was changed, I don't think. And the only thing that was changed was the eyes. Both the old and the new eyes are correct, so such a pointless thing being changed means that Toby really cares about these being accurate. So the fact that Kara is still taking the soul in the new version means that Kara is indeed the one taking your soul. Who would have guessed? I mean, like, not everything is perfectly accurate. Like, there's one shirt where Papyrus has red underwear or something, but literally, who cares? That's not important, so it didn't need to be changed. Cool. So Gaster being the one who took your soul has been deconfirmed. Now, what about Redacted? Multiple times, people have tried to sneak Gaster into Undertale merch. The Mystery Man appeared a total of 3 times on the Undertale vinyl art, all of which were removed. But I specifically want you to pay attention to this red one. A giant soul made of Undertale characters. And guess who appears on it? Mystery Man and Redacted. Mystery Man was removed, but look who wasn't removed. Redacted. Even the memory head got removed for some reason, who isn't even a hidden character, yet Redacted remains. This proves so much. It, 1, proves that Mystery Man is Gaster, and the reason he keeps disappearing is because Gaster has been shattered across time and space and basically doesn't exist. And 2, that Redacted isn't Gaster, and 3, that Redacted isn't important at all, as they didn't even care about showing a completely hidden Undertale character that cannot appear in the game on any circumstances on this art. Boom. Completely debunked. Literally, nothing else needs to be said. I don't know how you could ever find evidence that could counter that. Honestly, these Gaster removals raise their own question. Why does Gaster have a white soul on the cover art, and why did they leave in the white soul, but not Gaster? Has Gaster been confirmed to be a boss monster? Also, who the heck even made this art in the first place? Why does Gaster always get replaced by a save point? Does it have to do with the Titans from Deltarune? Also, the Gaster followers also appear on the Undertale vinyl cover, but those are Gaster followers. Like, the reason that Gaster disappears isn't just because they don't want Gaster to be known about, it's because he literally, lore-wise, does not exist. So Toby is going so meta to make sure Gaster doesn't even exist on merch. That's why the Gaster followers still get to exist, because Gaster, well, I don't know. It makes sense in some way, but that's not the focus of this video. Finally, I must say, if any of you own the Undertale vinyl, please check if yours has Gaster on it. And if it does, please protect it with your life, as that is a rare, unique item that will never be reproduced ever again. And is an important part of history because it's the moment when Gaster's true form was revealed and confirmed. Argue in the comments if you want, but I seriously doubt anything you can present other than just denial can prove this. Also, if you want to know if these are in fact real, I can confirm they're real because back in the day when I would browse Fangamer for all the Undertale merch, these pictures were on the actual website. But guess what? These pictures don't even show up anymore. Not only has Gaster been removed in them, but the specific pictures that he was once in have been removed from the browse. From like when you slide to see more pictures, they don't even show up anymore. That's how much they wanted to hide this. Like and subscribe if you want, or dislike all my videos just because you didn't agree with what I said, but whatever. Bye.